Hello guys, today's topic is how to get dual night vision in our circumstances. So the most common night vision that you can get, it's of course the trophy one. So we're talking about 1PN138 Russian monocular night vision that I already reviewed separately. So when you get that one, hopefully it will have the helmet mount, hopefully the unit will not be damaged. But to have two tubes dual night vision, it's much better than the monocular, especially for drivers, and also this modification it's a purpose built for drivers. I already mounted together one set like this, now I got two more of those devices, so we will just go through the steps. It's basically just mounting two proper parts together and get basically bridged unit. So when you get this one, first of all, you put the original mount aside. You can see that the attaching point is mini rail. There are many very good and also relatively cheap solutions how to bridge two units that have the mini rail. Because the industry standard it's actually to use mini rail on both sides. So it means on the left and on the right side. In those Russian military contract night visions, you can see that they left it out in here. Probably just purely for the cost purposes, which is kind of sensible, but make our work much more difficult. For the longest time I thought that this actually don't have any proper solution until I basically found one. So first of all guys, let me know if you can buy anywhere this mini rail metal section separately, because I couldn't find any. And if we actually manage to find those, it will be then relatively easy to drill holes and mount it on the other side, and we don't need to go through the pain that we will go through today. So next step after removing the mount, you of course remove the rubber eyepiece. After you removed the mount and eyepiece, you take this adapter. This adapter is made by our local company UDAPT. They even shipping around the world. Now they even selling these little mini rail to PVS 14 standard adapter plates separately. They cost 25 euros a piece. You will of course need two of those because you have two tubes. You just put it on the mini rail like so and just tie down these two screws. What I would recommend you is to always use the Loctite to secure the screws. If it so happened, as it happened to me, that you need to undo it, don't bother to use just your force and just the hex keys. You need to actually heat it up. So what you do is that you take your soldering machine, heat up the screw, the glue basically melts, and after you actually manage to unscrew it. Now that we got the adapter plates on, now we need some way how to bridge them together. The best solution for bridging those two units that I found look like so. It's made out of 3D printed material, and the name of the guy, or how you can find his page, it's like so, written over here. This bridge costs 100 euro a piece. When you get it, what you need to do is take those two arms and basically reverse them on the other side. I also confirmed with the guy that making those that both of those arms are exactly the same. Not all bridges of PVS 14 standard have this. Sometimes the arms are angled a little bit differently and we want both to be the same. Also, in case that you actually break one, you can take the one from other already broken unit, put it on, and you have basically replaceable parts. So now we will be reversing those two. Now that we switched the arms on the other side, then it's very easy to just screw the devices on, like so. Just be careful, the bolts that coming in the set with this bridge, they are not captive, so really make sure that you tie them down properly and also preferably make some witness mark. Also, the key, the hex key that you use for those is not metric. The one used in the set, it's this dimension, and also it does not come included in the set, so you will need to purchase those to tie them down properly. Also, since this is basically all screwed bolted together, be sure that always you have the proper hex key to tie down the bridge and tie down all these in-between pieces in the field. And now the unit is put it together. My biggest fear when basically looking for those bridge solution was that this in-between distance between your eyes will just be too big, giving the adapter and also the arm of the bridge. Fortunately, here you can see that it uses flat screw. It doesn't use any wings on the screw. So the distance in between the eyes, it's actually okay. And from all the people that tried this setup and work with this setup, nobody complained that they basically can't get the units close enough. So definitely don't be afraid because of that. Also, as you can see, this seems a little bit janky, this whole setup. It's actually better than one would think. It's completely usable. You can stow it up on your helmet, fold both of the devices closer to your helmet and work just like that. One of the very important aspects is the weight. So the entire unit assembled with batteries inside. Weight 722 grams. So this is relatively heavy, but with the use of proper counterweight, it's actually not that bad and it's completely usable. Of course, what you will need is a dovetail mount, which means this attachment system, unlike the bayonet one used on the PVS 14s that most of us have, this is the more modern solution. You just clamp it on like so and you are good to go. Okay, so this is how it looks when you drive. It's not aesthetically the most pleasing contraption, but it really works. The intrapupillary distance between the one eye and second eye is actually quite okay. There is enough space. Even though when the devices are touching, it will absolutely fit the most of the users. Another thing to mention, when you use setup like this, given the weight, it's absolutely necessary to have proper counterweight and really use as light helmet as possible. Why I think that it's okay setup? Well, of course, first is the accessibility and that you can actually for a price of 150 euros and some friends in Europe and 2 trophy devices, you can put one together. So that's the biggest selling point. Second big selling point is that they actually articulate. So for any driver, I would recommend the Wilcox G24 mount or its clone, just because you can actually drive and with one hand you can properly manipulate it forward, backward. And let's say that you quickly need to do something with your second hand, there are actually little tooth. So it will not slide all the way inwards, backwards, nothing like that, as on some other models. Here it will always stay somewhat rotated. Why the articulation is important? It's because in civilian cars or civilian pickups, when you actually want to stop using those, so let's say I would have fixed bridge solution. Yes, I can tilt the entire helmet backwards, but that's not very secured, because when you have a helmet properly, it's kind of tight. When you want to put it up, you immediately hit the roof of the vehicle. So when you actually can drive with your normal lights, finally you just go a little bit forward and then flare the devices on sides like so, and you can drive normally. So guys, this was just a quick tip how to potentially get your drivers dual night vision in case that you have those trophy Russian optics. If you wish to support us, you can use the YouTube membership where I put extra videos, or use the links down below. Thank you very much guys for watching and see you in the next video.